do not feel the breath. They live, but they do not live. Tonight, I want you to reclaim the control you were born with, the control of your mind, your emotions, your body, because when you master your breath, you master your chemistry, and when you master your chemistry, you master your world. When I began to play with the cold, I thought it was all about toughness. You know, being the crazy Dutchman who jumps into ice water. But soon I realized the secret was not in the ice. It was in the mind. The mind is like a wild horse, strong, powerful, but untrained. It throws you off at every fear, every doubt. The cold taught me to ride that horse, to guide it instead of being dragged by it. At first, the body screams, the skin tightens, the heart races, the lungs contract. Every cell shouts, "Get out, this is danger." But when you do not obey, when you stay, something magical happens. You realize the body is not the enemy. It's a loyal soldier following the orders of the mind. Change the orders and the army obeys. That's how you begin mastering the mind, through the body. People always ask a Wim, "What is your training? How can we learn to do what you do?" I tell them, start with breath, because breath is the steering wheel of the mind. Fully in, letting go. Fully in, letting go. 30, 40 breaths, and suddenly you feel tingling in your fingers, light in your head. That's not madness, that's aliveness. You're charging the system, flooding it with oxygen, waking up the chemistry that modern life put to sleep. I didn't learn this from a guru. I learned it from nature. When I breathe deeply and hold the breath, I feel the boundary between thought and silence blur. In that space, control is simple. Scientists later told me I was changing my pH, releasing adrenaline at will, influencing the autonomic nervous system. But the science came after the experience. The body already knew. I just listened. Breath is free medicine. It changes anxiety to calm, fear to focus, fatigue to energy. The breath is the oldest teacher, the one that never left you. When you are angry, breathe. When you are lost, breathe. When you don't know what to do with your life, breathe. The answers come because you create space for them. You quiet the storm so the compass can work again. One day I was training in the mountains. Snow everywhere, silence, so deep it hummed. I sat down shirtless in the snow and began to breathe. After 10 minutes, I no longer felt cold. I felt warmth rising from inside, a fire that had no flame. Later, scientists would call it brown fat activation, adrenaline response, mitochondrial adaptation. But to me, it felt like remembering. I realize we have a heater inside, a mechanism of survival and vitality, but we've switched it off with comfort. The breath turns it back on. In that moment, I laughed. I remember running a marathon north of the Arctic Circle in just shorts and sandals. No training for months, just breath and focus. The doctors warned me, "You'll die of hypothermia." I smiled and said,